News that a woman was killed and several others hospitalized following a six-vehicle collision along the Mandela Highway this afternoon. The crash caused a major traffic pileup along the roadway. Details in this report. A long line of traffic along the Mandela Highway on Sunday afternoon, the road that links St. Andrew and St. Catherine. It's not the normal peak hour traffic that motorists often complain about due to road works. It was caused by this wreckage, a six-vehicle collision on the eastbound section of the road heading into Kingston. One woman who was heading to a funeral was reportedly flung from the vehicle and died on the spot. Head of the Police Traffic and Highway Division, Superintendent Courtney Kubri, gave details of the accident.
It is not fully clear how the accident took place. However, it involves a truck, a hearse, and three other motor vehicles. The scene has been processed by the Accident Investigation and Reconstruction Unit out of Traffic Headquarters. All the vehicles involved have been removed. About 6 persons have been taken to the hospital. Their conditions are not known. Checks are being made at those institutions to get some more accurate information.
An alleged eyewitness also gave her account.
And I see the accident when the black car lick in the rubbish truck side, and he tried to turn and he end up lick right over there. Yeah, over there. Same time, woman fly out and she died.
Fire brigade personnel were also on the scene. Acting Assistant Superintendent Otis Rowe from the York Park Fire Station said firefighters got the accident call about 1:41.
Trenchtown unit was dispatched. On arrival on the given location, the brigade saw 2 persons lying on the ground. They were checked. One was shown not to be showing any vital sign, and the other was transported to the Kingston Public Hospital via police service car.
One passerby made this appeal to motorists.
The people might drive too fast, they might drive too bad. That is the thing, why they man up on the road there. They will take time drive. They don't have to drive fast in 100 mile or 70 mile or 80 mile. They will just keep at 30 mile an hour when I drive past that time and fix it, and I don't fix it.
And TVJ News has been informed that the woman killed in the accident along the Mandela Highway is the mother of one of our colleagues in the RGR News Center. Our deepest and sincere condolences to our co-worker, her family and friends. More information this evening on the killing of Nico Samuels, one of the most wanted men in St. James. He was killed by police yesterday after a shootout for about 3 hours in Coral Gardens, St. James. 4 police were injured during the gun battle and 2 firearms recovered. TVJ's Giovanni Dennis has more in this report.
2 guns recovered, a bullet-riddled house, and 1 man dead. Nico Samuels, alias Bowser, was among several wanted men in St. James, which has been under a state of public emergency since January. Police say he engaged lawmen in a near 3-hour standoff yesterday at this complex in Hatfield Meadows, St. James. Our news team received this recording, reportedly recorded during the gun battle. 2 policemen were shot and taken to hospital. 1 has been released. Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang said the security forces were tracking Nico Samuels for weeks. He is said to be the leader of the Barrett-town gang.
They maintained intelligence surveillance over a number of weeks until they were apprehended yesterday and posted in Coral Gardens. That, of course, resulted in a pretty intense gun battle.
When we visited the complex this morning, police were still on the scene and the house cordoned off. Dr. Chang says other young men who were at the property have been taken in for questioning.
There are other young men in the house, but they're not thought to be part of this gang. They'll be taken in and questioned and then released if required. If any of them are wanted for anything, they'll of course be detained. But that's operational matter, which is routine stuff. I don't get involved in that aspect of it.
The National Security Minister also dismissed rumors that he owns the property where Mr. Samuels was killed. In the meantime, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, who was at a function in St. James last night, had high praises for the police.
The police acted with great patience and restraint. No innocent civilian bystander was hurt. Unfortunately, 2 policemen were injured. one saved by his best. So we are not calling the state of emergency as a public relations exercise.
More than 110 people have been charged with serious crimes under the state of public emergency in St. James. Head of Strategic Operations in St. James, ACP Elon Powell, said most of those charged have been linked to murders, shootings and robberies in the parish. 31 illegal guns, including 10 rifles, have been seized. Giovanni Dennis, TVJ News.
And the Prime Minister says the public should pressure the opposition if they do not support crime-fighting initiatives by the government. Andrew Holness says Jamaica missed an opportunity to curb crime in 2010 when the then government did not get support from the then opposition to extend the state of public emergency. The Prime Minister noted that recent utterances from the opposition suggest that history may repeat itself.
Such a statement can only give comfort to criminals that there is a political divide which will shatter the resolve to fight crime. I wish to assure you, the good citizens of St. James, that the government I lead will find every single measure within the law to ensure that the fight against crime is not derailed, with or without the support of the opposition.
At a fundraising event in St. James last night, Mr. Holness said organized criminals are intent on waiting out the state of a public emergency.
We still have organized criminals who feel that the government doesn't have the stick-to-itiveness to stay with the strategies put in to fight crime, that eventually we will call it off and then they will have free rein once again. I've made it clear that this government will not give up its strategic intent.
In the next 2 weeks, the Agriculture Minister should receive a report of all sugar lands in Jamaica as part of plans to use idle lands for farming. The aim is to boost local production and reduce Jamaica's food import bill.
It's time for action now. Time for action.
Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries Minister Audley Shaw as he addressed farmers at a National Irish Potato Stakeholders Seminar in Manchester. One objective, to use idle lands for agriculture. That includes those in the bauxite sector.
I've ordered Danbury has promised to report to me within 2 weeks. I want a report on all lands owned by the sugar company of Jamaica. We're going to determine how much we keep in sugar, and the rest of it we are going to release out for production of a wide range of other things.
For example, coconuts.
We're going to start with a place called Water Valley in St. Mary. 1,000 acres. 1,000 acres of land lying idle that can plant coconut. We're going to put that into production starting this year.
Irish potato is another example. Through the Agricultural Push Start program and other initiatives, the plan is to increase local production of Irish potato and reduce import.
So therefore, reach a point where not only do we supply fresh potatoes to the Caribbean, we must grow enough Irish potato that we start to process it into French fries and sell it to Kentucky and sell it to Burger King and the other people out there in Jamaica.
And when it comes to medical marijuana,
we have extracted the oil and tested it at the University of West Indies and found that the Jamaican ganja oil has a 94% level of purity. Purity. You know what the world average is for the purity of ganja oil? 70%. So see that again, Jamaica ahead again.
Minister Shaw also pledged to fix farm roads across the island as $800 million has been allocated in the budget. He officially opened a section of the Big Pond Farm Road in Manchester, which was recently repaired. An opposition senator is calling for an audit of all public buildings to determine if they have asbestos. Asbestos can cause lung diseases as well as cancer. The request came as the Senate moved a motion to recognize World Day for Safety and Health at Work, which was commemorated yesterday. Here's TVJ's Giovanni Dennis.
Consider these statistics from the International Labour Organization ILO.
Based on an ILO data, every day in this world, approximately 6,300 people die as a result of occupational accidents or work-related diseases. More than 2.3 million of the global population dies per year as a result. 317 million accidents occur on the job annually.
And so Jamaica has been on a mission to improve the health and the safety of workers. The long-awaited Occupational Health and Safety Bill is currently before the lower house of Parliament. But Government Senator Cavan Gale wants more consultation.
I am encouraging, Mr. President, that this piece of legislation, that it should go through a joint select committee of this Parliament.
Opposition Senator Lambert Brown, however, disagreed, saying the bill has been on the agenda for some time and it needs to come into effect.
We can then afterwards go and fix any other deficiency, but we need that bill now. We can't continue to live after the 1943 and 61 legislation.
Senator Brown also used the opportunity to call for a new Parliament building, arguing that like the Cornwall Regional Hospital, the current building is sick.
Today I sat here, and I only come here once a week or when the Senate meets, and the smell from the kitchen was disturbing my nose, not just in a favorable way, but I was sneezing, I had to go to sneeze. When I look at the cramp space in 2012 and the number of files that they must contend with and the dust they must accumulate, that has increased. In the name of the staff, not for us, the parliamentarian, we need a new building that fits anything other than a sick building syndrome.
Opposition Senator Floyd Morris also called for an audit of all public buildings.
To check and see if we have any public buildings that have asbestos there, and with the intention of closing them, because as we know, they are not safe for our workers, and I think that there's an urgent need for that to take place.
Giovanni Dennis, TVJ News.
Residents of Montego Bay are being warned to be vigilant against contaminated food items. The warning comes from the St. James Health Department at a food safety fair in Sam Sharp Square in the parish. Deputy Chief Public Health Inspector Nadia Burgess told TVJ News that food safety is an important issue given recent weather conditions and the risk of an outbreak of diseases.
In light of the recent flooding activity in the parish, we have embarked on this food safety fair to sensitize the public with regards to safe food handling practices, what is good, what is bad, and the repercussions. There are so many diseases that may emanate from this situation, such as gastroenteritis, typhoid fever, leptospirosis, cholera, and the list goes on.
According to the Health Department, several unsafe food items were returned to the shelves after the recent flood, but they have since been removed. Ms. Burgess highlighted some characteristics that should set off alarm bells.
Ensure that you buy food items which are properly labeled. You check for the expiration date, because normally food items which are sent to the dump are not safe. So carefully scrutinize the products that you're buying. If you see products being sold 2 for 1 or heavily discounted, please get your guards up and you scrutinize that product and ensure that it is safe before you make your purchase.
And still ahead in primetime news, the business review and international stories. So please stay with us.